Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm down in the man cave. It's too cold out on the porch. What a chilly day we had here in Michigan, with temperatures only in the upper 40s to low 50s a good portion of the day. And it's not going to be much better during the day today as this cool air mass continues to hang around. Well, let's take a look at some interesting information for you. U.S. storm reports from May 15th through the 19th. That's just 5 days. In those 5 days, we had 152 tornadoes in the United States. That's the contiguous United States. And a total of 3,049 severe reports. That's hail, wind damage, and tornadoes as well. So this was really a wild period for us here. And next slide will show you probably the wildest day we ever had. May 21, 2001. We had 19 tornadoes in Lower Michigan, 4 of them in Kent County. There were 2 EF2s. I remember one down in Cooper Township in Kalamazoo County. 4 EF1s and 13 EF0s occurred that day. I would go out very often during the morning and do a school speech, and I was over in Spring Lake that day, and I came into the weather office, and all this we have these flashing lights that are up, kind of like the lights on top of a police car. So you got these strobes going off and flashing, and you had the audio alarm going off and everything. And I just walk into the office and all of this is happening, and we just had a crazy afternoon. But that was a very interesting day, the most tornadoes ever in a single day. We've now recorded 11 tornadoes in Lower Michigan, and I believe that's the second most, at least in my career, that we had in a single day, and they were all EF1 or EF0. We haven't had a really, really strong tornado like an EF4 since, I believe, 1977 in the state of Michigan. That was a Weberville tornado. So hopefully that trend continues. We're done with severe weather for a while. It's pretty hard to get severe thunderstorms when the temperatures are in the mid-upper 40s like they were here during the day today. Well, let's take a look at severe weather ahead. No enhanced outlook, no moderate outlook. We just have a level 1 outlook in the dark green areas. The first one there running from North Florida up the East Coast up into eastern Ohio and southwest Pennsylvania. And then there's another area which is down toward the Ozark Mountains. And in both of those areas, there could be a strong wind gust or two, but certainly not a big severe weather day. And if we move on one day and take a look at Thursday, there's that little area down there in Texas and Oklahoma. The light green area is where there could be a thunder shower, but severe weather is not expected. And of course, all of that stays well to the south of the state of Michigan. So we can kind of rest easy up here when it comes to severe weather. Okay, we got lots to talk about. Holiday forecast straight ahead. We'll have that for you here right after this word from our sponsors.
And if the chilly weather is getting you down, you should call Complete Care Concierge LLC. They can clean your home, your apartment, your condominium, your rental, your office, your business space. They can clean one time. They can do special cleans. They can clean on a schedule. Whatever you need, they've got you covered. They serve all of West Michigan. 616-264-1397. 616-264-1397. And here's a word from our other sponsor.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, look at this. Cool pattern continues. The average high temperature for Grand Rapids today is 71. Look at the high temperatures that occurred here during the day on Tuesday. 52 in Kalamazoo, 50 in Battle Creek, Holland, and Grand Rapids. That was 21 degrees cooler than average. To balance that out, 21 degrees, you'd have to have a day with a high temperature of 92. So it shows you how cool this is. This is pretty typical of weather that you would find right in the first few days of April. And in fact, yesterday and the day before, there were some snow showers up in Upper Michigan. This is at the Muskegon Channel. This was an interesting day today. I did not get a picture of the Lake Express ferry or the Badger going across the lake, but the lake was fairly calm on this side of the lake where we had a pretty strong east wind, and you can see the lake was pretty flat. By the time we got to Milwaukee, with the wind crossing Lake Michigan, the waves were as high as 7 feet in the morning, so it was kind of a little bit of a bumpy ride there, I guess. But the ferries are amazing, and they can take. I've come across Lake Michigan when gale warnings were in effect, and we had 10-foot waves, and the Badger was hardly, you could hardly tell. So it's very, very safe to come across even on a very windy day. All right, let's go on and take a look right now at the headlines. Showers expected here during the day today. It won't be raining all the day, and most of the showers will be pretty light. There may be a little bit of drizzle from time to time. Unseasonably cool, we'll see temperatures once again stuck only in the low to mid 50s during the day at best. We'll stay under the clouds here most of the day, but it will be a little bit warmer for the coming weekend. I think timing on this looks pretty good, though it'll still be cooler than average here this coming weekend. All right, let's take a look at this. Is kind of interesting. The Whitecaps had their game rained out on Tuesday. They're planning to play a doubleheader today starting at 11 a.m. This is one of those days where they're going to have a hard time again getting the games in. So you want to look at their Facebook page and see if they're going to be playing before you head in that direction. But hopefully they'll be able to get a game in or two. Temperature here during the first few innings will be around 52 degrees. On the good side, yeah, the crowds will be on the small side, I would expect, with the weather like this, and it's easier to get a foul ball, so you can get a souvenir to take home. But check that Facebook page. Whitecaps are home all this week, and conditions will be improving here toward the end of the week. Game times are different every day, so check the website there, and you'll be able to see when the games occur. Okay, I know the Sunday game is not a day game. The Sunday game next Sunday is going to be an evening game. Weather for May 21st at the lakeshore. Clouds, showers, little drizzle, chilly, high temperature at 54, probably a degree warmer until the winds start coming off the lake. But really, it's going to be a kind of a chilly day. Of course, you get a sailboat out like that. A picture from last Sunday, and they enjoy the sail when the winds come up there a little bit. We did have gusts as high as 35 miles an hour in West Michigan here during the day on Tuesday. So let's take a look at the 66-hour rainfall total. And as you can see, we're ganging up on Pennsylvania again. Pennsylvania's had quite a bit of severe weather. I think they've had over 300 reports of severe weather so far this year. And you can see the shower activity over Michigan there and down toward Tennessee, Alabama, and then up the East Coast. A good portion of the country has had ample rainfall here as we start the growing season. Let's zoom into Michigan here just a little bit and show you that this is total rainfall now from Tuesday night right on through Thursday. And we're looking at about half an inch in general. The rainfall amounts will vary a little bit here. Slightly more to the north and to the south, but pretty much about the same. With the ground being relatively dry to start, I don't think we'll have any flooding problems to worry about here. And like I said, the pavement will be damp at times, but really no major problems with that. High temperatures here during the day today, only up to 53 in Grand Rapids, 45 early morning here, rain and cool, but like I said, the rain showers will be pretty widely scattered. Humidity stays up around 80 to 85% a good portion of the day, and winds start out northeast and then shift to the north and maybe even north-northwest by late in the day. 10 to 15 miles an hour, that's ever so slightly less than the winds here during the day on Tuesday. High temperatures across the area today. We're looking at about 53, 54 for Grand Rapids. Temperatures, if anything, a degree or two warmer at the lake, but it won't feel any warmer. And you can see we got upper Michigan up there as well, too. Actually, there'll be some sunshine toward the western UP from time to time, and that may boost some temperatures there up into the mid-50s. But throughout the state, a pretty chilly day here. We'll move on to Thursday, and things don't change a whole lot. The high temperatures here on Thursday will likely be, again, only in the 50s on Thursday. And Thursday's temperatures will be in the mid-upper 40s along the Lake Superior shoreline, about 47 there for Marquette. By the way, I should mention that they are not going to be skiing at Boyne on Memorial Day. They were hoping that they could keep that Victoria Glacier going here, but no, they're not going to be able to do that. But they were skiing last weekend, coming down that last hill where they've piled the snow up. So that was kind of interesting. I looked at a video of some of the people skiing down there. It looked like they were having fun. Kind of interesting to have the snow season last all the way into mid-May, but May 18th was their official last day, I believe. Okay, let's go on to Memorial Day. We showed you the high temperatures from Wednesday and Thursday. Let's look ahead to Memorial Day, the holiday. The chance of rain, not zero, but it's less than 50-50. I think it'll generally be partly cloudy. Temperature should be kicking up close to 70. I think we can probably get away with 70 here in Grand Rapids. It will be a bit cooler near the lake. If you're in South Haven, high temperature Memorial Day at 61. Ludington Airport at 63. It'll probably be in the 50s by the Lake Michigan shoreline. So I doubt anybody will be swimming. Those, I don't know, some of the kids, the air temperature gets up to 70 and they're going to jump in the water. But again, this is certainly going to be a cool Memorial Day. No 80s and no 90s. It may make 80 a day before the month ends, maybe the 30th or 31st, but not by any means a sure thing as this cool pattern continues. The 5-day forecast looks like this. We will be seeing temperatures here in the low to mid 50s today, mid to upper 50s on Thursday. We will definitely be getting showers today. I would put the chance of rain in any one spot at 80 to 85%. Thursday, 45, 50% maybe. Much of the day it won't be raining. And then the chance of rain on Friday is probably down about 30, 35%. Saturday, maybe 20%. So I didn't put the raindrops in there. And you can see every day we kind of warm up a little bit. We're into the mid 50s and then we're up into the mid 60s here by the time we hit Sunday. Not super warm, and it will be cool in the early morning. I don't think there'll be any general frost, but there could be an isolated bit of frost in some of those really cool spots like Baldwin and Leota, which is up in Clare County. Okay, the long range outlook out to 8 to 14 days is in, and that area of below has kind of gone across the Great Lakes and is sinking down to the south a little bit now. But I think this will start to break up. Normal high temperatures for that period for Grand Rapids are in the mid 70s. So if we get near average temperatures, I think we're headed toward a good pattern here. And you can see the heat building up in the Rockies down into the desert Southwest. It's still hot in South Florida where there have been temperatures in the mid 90s of late. And then the rainfall outlook out to 8 to 14 days, below average here. And where that clash occurs between the warm and the cool air from New Mexico across the south, there'll be more thunderstorms, but probably not as much severe weather as what we've had. Michelle, it's cold up here. I went out to get the mail today, and I went, wow, it feels like we're back in November.
It's stormy down here. It feels like we're on, I don't know how many days in a row of storms.
And you said you're hearing thunder now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned baseball and foul balls. Have you ever caught a foul ball?
I have never caught a foul ball. The closest I've come to that is when were you with me? We were up in, I think you were. I went to a weather conference in Minnesota, and we went to the Twins game. In fact, we went to the Twins game 2 games in a row, and they were shooting T-shirts out of one of those hand cannons.
I can't believe you remember this. I remember this.
Oh, I felt like I was hot stuff. Okay, so I'm sitting there, and we were in the bleachers, weren't we? Mm-hmm. I think we were in the bleachers. Okay, so cheap seats. I think it was $5 or something like that. It was really, really inexpensive. Okay, so they shoot this like it's one of those things where you shoot T-shirts or hot dogs or whatever out of this machine. So they shoot this thing up, and I leap up and I grab this shirt, and it's a kid shirt. Okay, so it's not something I'm going to keep. Did I give it to you, or did I give it to some other kid?
The T-shirt ended up, you were so happy you won it, and then you opened it up and it was size medium. So I got the shirt.
And what was interesting is they showed a replay of me catching the shirt on the Jumbotron, at the Twins game. And I was like, this is so cool. And there's nobody from Grand Rapids here to see this. They won't believe me. But that was one of the best catches I've ever made in my life, I think.
Well, you won me a shirt and I was happy about it.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, that was fun. I think they played the Whitecaps that night. And it was very, very fun. I've been to, how many different ballparks have I been to? I've been to Wrigley Field many times. Comiskey Park in Chicago. That's the old name for it. The Brewers. I went to a game in Milwaukee when the Braves played there. You had Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, Joe Adcock, Warren Spahn, Lou Burdette, those old Braves teams before the Braves split and moved to Atlanta. I saw a game in San Diego, which was very pleasant. The weather was beautiful that night. Full moon was out and everything. Where else have I seen a game before? Oh, St. Louis. Let's see, where else? I don't know. I'd have to think and go through all the cities again. Old men and AM. I have to dust off the memories, but I've been to probably 6 or 7 ballparks before, and I enjoy watching a baseball game. My dad told me how to score a game, to actually get the sheet and fill out the K for strikeout and all that kind of stuff. And my dad was an engineer, so he was really into this fidgety stuff and into all of the stats of the game and everything else like that. And I kind of got that bug too. Interesting.
I've been to the 2 Chicagos, the one in Minneapolis with you, one in Dallas. That have been the Rangers.
Yes, we went to the Dallas game, didn't we? That was the Rangers. It was really hot, and there were these thunderstorms up in Oklahoma, and the anvils were spreading out down over the ballpark there, and I couldn't wait because it would block out the sunshine because it was really hot.
And then I've been to a Yankees game.
Oh, you did? New York?
We took the kids. I think just those 5.
Yeah, I think I've only been in New York City for like 45 minutes or an hour driving through. I've never spent much time in, and at the airport too. We've gone through there a couple. We
took that train trip from Boston. The train went through New York City.
We did.
It was beautiful.
Yes,
it was a wonderful way to see the city.
Yes, and we've had so many great vacations. I don't think we've had a bad day in all the time we've been touring.
Even the ones where you don't get what you planned, they end up being fun and special in some way. Okay, so we had the same idea for most tornadoes in a single day. I found the map from the Storm Prediction Center. And 19 tornadoes, 16 counties, and Kent County had the most with 4.
Right, and I remember there was a 5th place where there was damage in Granville, and I really wondered whether that wasn't a 5th tornado that occurred. There was one that occurred just like 3/4 of a mile east of my house here in Comstock Park in the apartment buildings just on the east side of Alpine. These were all really little. There was one that touched down at the end of Jupiter Drive at West River, knocked down some trees there and just missed an elementary school. So it was very interesting. And I think there was an EF2, and I think I might have mentioned this, an EF2 in Cooper Township was the strongest one that we had. So interesting.
So that got me wondering, when was the most tornadoes in a year in Michigan? And it was 1974, and there were 39 in a year, which included one super outbreak, April 3 to 4. And compared to average, we average about 13 a year. And the data set from which that was derived was since 2000. Yes,
and that's all very good for you to dig that up for us here. The super outbreak was April 3rd. The anniversary of that is also the anniversary of the April 3rd Hudsonville-Standale tornado, which occurred in 1956. So we get a lot of bad tornadoes here in the spring, and very often it's cold before the tornado and cold after the tornado. The warm air just gets up into Michigan, we get a tornado outbreak, and then the warm air retreats again. So which is exactly what's going on right now. We had the 11 tornadoes here Thursday. And then the cold air has pushed the warm air way off to the south, and now we're experiencing a taste of early spring.
On this day, May 21, 1891, Michigan's last county was established by legislative act. The county seat is Iron Mountain. Bill, what is the county?
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Iron County?
Iron, Michigan is the county seat of this county, and it borders Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. It's not Gogebic, Delta, Schoolcraft. I don't know. I give up.
Haven't said it yet. Dickinson County.
Dickinson, that's right. I should know that. I've been doing this for such a long time, but we so concentrate on the viewing area here.
Named after Donald Dickinson, a Detroit resident and U of M law school grad who moved to Michigan when he was very young, just 2 or 3 years old. And he served as the Postmaster General under Grover Cleveland from 1888 to 89.
And he gets the county named
And he gets a
named-
county.
Cool. Very neat.
On this day, May 21, 1937, My Michigan was adopted as the state song by Giles. Am I saying that right? Kavanaugh and H. O'Reilly Clint, but it is not the Michigan, My Michigan by Douglas Mallock that most people know as Michigan's song.
We don't sing that anywhere. We don't do it at the, we do the national anthem for the U.S. We don't do the Michigan one.
Well, there's a reason why.
There
Copyright
is.
laws. So they adopted it as the state
Oh.
song. Then the people who wrote the song didn't want to sell the copyright. The government didn't want to buy it. Deal or no deal, no deal. So we never play the song because of copyright laws, and no one knows our state song.
No kidding. The copyright laws are so interesting. The movie It's a
Mhm.
Wonderful Life, the copyright expired on it. And so every TV station in the world went out and got a copy of it at Blockbuster, and they could show it on TV royalty free. We didn't have to pay anybody any royalties for anything. And
Mhm.
was that a Capra movie, Frank Capra? I think it was Frank
Mhm.
Capra. And he just thought it was so cool, and he'd made enough money, so we just thought that was my gift to the world, was that movie. The year It's a Wonderful Life came out with Jimmy Stewart, a lot of Donna Reed was in that, Ward Bond. There were a lot of good movies, and they were disappointed it only got a couple of Oscars. They thought they had made a great movie. And as soon as they started playing it around Christmas time, it became a tradition. And nowadays, practically every TV station manages to find a time to play it. They copyrighted the music off of it, so you do have to pay a royalty on the music, but not on the movie. That's the last I heard.
Well, the My Michigan song, the copyright expires in 2028, so maybe it will become popular.
Could be. You never know.
And there
Wow.
was an effort to replace it with Michigan, My Michigan in the early 2000s, and that measure failed.
Oh,
So
interesting.
we're sticking with the one no one knows. And I looked it up. So there's only a couple of copies of this music that's out there. And I looked it up. It's very snappy. It sounds great on a piano. I wouldn't quite call it a march, but it's an up-tempo. It's a lively song. And here are some of the lyrics. All hail my Michigan, flower of our Union great. From the upper to the straight, saltless seas, while the zephyrs gently sway your trees. Sing to you, Michigan, might and war and right and peace. It's really a cool song. And in 2028, we can sing it on this show.
Zephyr, huh? Yeah, you can play it. For those of you that don't know, Michelle is an excellent piano player.
And fun fact, we were talking about Minnesota. I played the piano at the cocktail dinner for that meteorologist conference that year.
That's right, you did. Wow.
Mhm.
And you
Yep.
played in Harrods Department Store in London, England, and
Mhm.
of course, many nights at Noto's restaurant here in Grand Rapids.
But anyways, so the other song, Michigan, My Michigan, Bill, do you know the tune?
No, I do not.
I will give you a hint. It's the one song you can play on the piano.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, Christmas Tree?
So you know how to play the unofficial Michigan
A
state
song to you, fair state of mind, Michigan,
Michigan,
my
my Michigan.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The whisper of a forest tree,
Good. You're doing good.
the inland sea, unite in one
In
grand
one
symphony.
symphony of Michigan, my Michigan. There,
Wow.
we kind of did it.
Yeah.
So anyways, that one's a lot more known because,
song to sing, a nice song to sing.
yeah, and that's tune is in the public domain. But like I said, there was an effort to replace it and have a song we could sing, but the measure failed. But the other song's really cool. There's just copyright laws going on.
Oh, okay, neat.
On this day, May 21, 1901, this state passed the first speed limit in the United States. The speed limit was 12 miles an hour in cities and 15 miles an hour on country roads. And I made this one too easy, but maybe someone at home doesn't know all those cities.
Oh, okay. It looks like Connecticut.
Very good. Connecticut gave us the first speed limit laws in the U.S.
And that was what year? 1901.
1901.
Interesting.
And our photo from John Scully for the day. Lovely. Look at those colors.
Now, is that, let's see, is that the ferry coming in?
I think
Or
so.
a different ship may be going out. It looks like kind of an olive green color there. And
He said one of the school groups took one of the boats out.
oh, okay, yeah. It was today was kind of a chilly day, but it looks like there was a smidgen of sun there, which is good. Neat.
And a lovely one from John Doherty up in Benzie.
Yeah, the lilacs are coming out. I've got lilacs in bloom here, white, and that lovely lavender.
And if you have a photo for the show, send it to bill@billsteffen.com and we'll get it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's graduation season. Yay.
Yeah, this is a tough night if you scheduled your open house for the middle of the week here, but things will improve for the coming weekend.
Do you have any good graduation stories?
Let's see. I remember my high school graduation. I went to a very large high school where there were over 4,000 students. So there were over 1,000 in my graduation class. They marched us all in the gym. We were squeezed close together, and the temperature outside was like 90 degrees out.
No.
So I was just like, you go outside and you just melt. It was pretty interesting. And then we didn't get our diplomas because there's like 1,000 people there.
Was it an admission?
We'll mail them to you, or you can come and pick them up at the school. I'm like, gee, it's kind of anticlimactic. I have no idea who spoke, and I have no idea what he said. So that's my high school graduation. But we didn't have open houses when I was in Illinois. I don't remember having big open houses like we have here in Michigan now.
When I graduated from college, the registrar that did the audit accidentally wrote down the wrong date. He wrote down that I was a June graduate and not a May one.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I go to sit down and I open up the little program and I see a little star by my name and I see credits to complete. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure there's no credits to complete. I'm done with this whole thing. So afterwards, I shake the hand, open the diploma. There's no diploma in there. We marched out and I turned right back around and walked up to the registrar. It was a small school. And we went to the registrar's office, all of us and grandma met the registrar, for him to tell me what in the world had happened so that I could enjoy the rest of the day. And he said he just wrote down June instead of May.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad it all worked out for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then so afterwards they were serving a little meal on these probably not reusable. They were probably disposable. And grandma said she really liked those plates. And mom told me to go grab one or two for grandma to take home. And I was in a mood because I was ticked off about the whole diploma thing. And I grabbed like a whole stack.
Oh, wow.
And we ate grandma's cucumber salad off those plates until she died.
Wow.
And then we inherited them. I still have them. So
Really?
sorry, Hillsdale, I stole your plates.
We'll have to do that sometime.
Yes. I can say that now because we're past any statute of limitations on stolen plates from the early 2000s.
Well, and that's a shame because you were an excellent student. Your grades were certainly better than mine when I was, a kid.
Yeah, but that was stressful. I couldn't say I enjoyed that ceremony much at all. I was worried about what was going on.
Yeah. You're afraid that maybe you didn't graduate.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
anyways, congrats to all the grads. I hope your diplomas are in your envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys flew down. And Channel 8 made an exception for you to come down to my law school graduation during rating season.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to take off during a rating period.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made an exception, and I raced to the airport and got on a plane, and we landed in Dallas, and worked out well. I think I managed to land at Love Field. I didn't have to go to DFW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really special.
Yeah, neat.
Okay, we'll let you say goodnight.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here and staying with us till the end. Hope you stay warm out there today. And thank you so much for going to BillSteffen.com and our YouTube channel, Bill Steffen 616. Have a great day, a day that's better than the weather's going to be.